chocolate. I remember when they first invented chocolate. Sweet, sweet chocolate. I always hated it.
Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory is one of my favorite films of all time, and it's no surprise why most people still love this movie. I mean, from Gene Wilder as a titular Wonka to just the beautiful atmosphere of the factory itself to the amazing-ass songs, the true definition of a classic.
It's all there, black and white, clear as crystal. You stole fizzy lifting drinks. You bumped into the ceiling, which now has to be washed and sterilized, so you get nothing. You lose. Good day, sir.
Yeah, come on. Whoever did this, just confess. We promise we won't be mad.
What?
Then, of course, 34 years later, they decided to remake it into this.
Are you hep to the job? Can you dig what I'm laying down? I knew that you could. Slide me some skin. So, brother?
White people.
However, much like the original film, I also watched this one a lot growing up, but it's a little something I like to call it's obviously nowhere near as great as the original one is, but I still think it has some good stuff in it. Most of the time.
I'm Veruca Salt. It's very nice to meet you, sir.
I always thought a verruca was a type of wart you got on the bottom of your foot.
But what if I told you that this man wasn't the only one considered for the role of Willy Wonka? Or, well, at least for the 2005 version.
Mr. Wonka, I don't know if you remember me, but I used to work here in the factory.
Were you one of those despicable spies who every day tried to steal my life's work and sell it to those parasitic copycat candy-making cads?
No, sir.
And wonderful. Welcome back.
Now you're probably thinking to yourself, what? One other person was considered? 2 people? 3 people? 4 people? 5 people?
No.
Instead, a grand total of 22 people were either considered, discussed, or personally sought after the role themselves. And some of these names might seem completely random, but I promise you, all of the people that I mentioned in this video were in fact real choices for Willy Wonka. So that's why I'm going to rank all 22 of them to see who I think would have made for the best Wonka in an alternate universe. But first, some ground rules. Number 1 is that this is mainly based on how I personally think they would portray the character Willy Wonka, and if everything else was kept the same essentially with minor changes depending on the person. And number 2, this obviously doesn't include Johnny Depp because, well, I mean, he ended up playing him, so I think it'd obviously be unfair to rank him on the list. But if you are curious, he'd be dead last.
Mumbler! Seriously, I cannot understand a single word you're saying.
And finally, number 3, we don't talk about Fight Club. All right, let's get this show on the road.
Seatbelts, everyone!
Number 22, Marilyn Manson. Pretty easy one to put dead last on this list. I mean, for one, he hasn't done a whole lot of movies, to my knowledge. Literally, the one thing I've ever seen him in was Lost Highway, and I'm almost positive he didn't even have a single line in that.
Dial your number. Go ahead.
Hello? I wanted to record a message for you to help you.
How'd you do that? Ask me. How'd you get inside my house?
The animatronic characters here do get a bit quirky at night, but do I blame them? No.
Who are you?
Also, apparently he was like a huge Wonka fan, and he's even referenced the character in a good amount of his songs. But I'm sorry, any person who uses part of their stage name from Charles Manson, I just can't take you seriously.
I mean, after all, I am your biggest fan.
Fuck you.
Number 21, Brad Pitt. Yes, Brad Pitt was actually considered for Willy Wonka. See, I told you they'd be random. But in all seriousness, I legit think he would have been so out of place for the role. And just, Why?
Why would you do that? Why would you do any of that?
I'm guessing he was mostly considered because this was right around the time when he was becoming an A-list actor, and Warner Bros. Just wanted to capitalize on this. But it is kind of ironic considering his company Plan B Entertainment stayed on to co-finance the film, so he technically still got some type of profit anyway. But yeah, do you really want the guy from Cool World to be Willy Wonka? Yeah, that's right, I didn't think so.
You're not real.
We may not be real to you as yet, but...
If you do drugs, you go to hell before you die.
Number 20, Leslie Nielsen. This one sucks because I like Leslie Nielsen as an actor, and I think when he's playing it straight like the Naked Gun movies or Airplane, to me that's where his comedic talent shines the best. The problem is that this was 2005, and he was starring in stuff like this.
God, the small ones have metal teeth. Jerry's kids my ass.
Mr. President! Mr. President, have you gone completely insane?
Like a fox. We gotta talk to the one person who saw this coming, Cindy Campbell. She knows how to defeat the aliens.
No, not at all, man. You shit your pants and crash the economy within the same day. What are you talking about, dude?
So if it was this Leslie Nielsen playing the role, I think it would have been highly distracting and honestly make it feel like the Crispin Glover parody from Epic Movie.
Chocolate! That's actually the sewer line. Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute! Big loss! Because...
Number 19, Dwayne Johnson. Okay, these next few sentences that I'm about to say are 100% real, and I swear to you, I am not making this up whatsoever. Are you sitting down for this? You might want to sit down for this one. So Tim Burton only ever considered Johnny Depp for the role, but Dwayne Johnson was his second choice in case Depp was somehow unavailable. What?
Now what you're going to see here is why the hierarchy of power in the DC universe is about to change.
You serious?
Not only do I think that would have been a hilarious casting decision, but I literally just can't picture him in a role like this. Plus, this was a good amount of years before he started to become the Rock we know as today. So I have no idea why this was Burton's emergency choice. Besides, of course, being a fan of his role as the Scorpion King from The Mummy Returns.
I've got to say, in all honesty, it's the biggest piece of dog shit.
Number 18, Robert De Niro. Again, I like De Niro as an actor. I mean, he was fearless leader in the Rocky and Bullwinkle movie. I mean, how can I not love this guy?
There has never been a way to actually destroy a cartoon character until now.
What about that movie Roger Rabbit?
Shut up! This is totally different!
Wait, I'm literally just now realizing, is that goddamn Squeak from Basketball?
God damn it, man. I swear you guys rip on me 13 or 14 more times. I'm out of here.
Anyways, the only way this casting would make any sense is if they wanted to do like an older version of Wonka, but mostly I think it'd be completely miscasted, to be honest.
Edgar, could you bring me some tea?
Yeah! Yeah!
Wait a minute. Butlers are supposed to be fancy and well-mannered. This guy's screaming and waving his arms around.
You're an old man. You don't understand the young people.
You talking to me? You talking to me? Well, then who the hell else are you talking to? Talking to me? Well, I'm the only one here. Who the fuck do you think you're talking to?
Number 17, Ben Stiller. Number 16, just kidding. Much like most of the people on this list, as you'll see, I like them as actors, but Larry Daly from Night at the Museum is not the first person I think of when I see Willy Wonka. I'm sorry.
Good. Well then... Oh my God! I can't believe you reached across like that again. I can't even believe it. Honestly. Oh God, I want to kill you right. If you didn't know this combination, you'd be so dead right now. It would be unbelievable.
Great, but I do know the combination.
Don't cross this line with your hand.
No.
How dare you? If you speak again, I'm going to kill you. Do you understand?
Number 16, Michael Jackson. Yes, the whole reason I made this video in the first place, because the king of pop himself actively sought out the role of Willy Wonka. So much so that he created an entire, secretly recorded soundtrack in the hopes that he would get casted. He did not. Yet, even though Warner Bros. Didn't cast him, they still wanted the soundtrack anyway in exchange for a small cameo role. He then was so pissed that he shelved the songs entirely, never to be heard or seen by anyone. Meaning this entire soundtrack is now lost media. And I'm not gonna lie, this probably would have been amazing, but all the interesting stuff aside, in terms of how I think Jackson would have been as Wonka is a bit mixed. If this was kind of in vein with how the original film was with its musical elements, but obviously with a modern twist, he might have been number 1 on this list. But the problem is that the 2005 remake wasn't that. And so if the movie just solely hinged on Jackson's acting talents,
Noah is being held against his will, and the Ark has been taken over by species that plans on surviving on the Ark and taking over mankind once the storm ends.
What species?
The world is depending on you.
I'm not ready for this.
I don't think he's a bad actor by any means. If anything, this comes more from the fact that he wasn't in a whole lot of movies to begin with, so the sample size is already pretty small. I still believe his best performance was in The Wiz, and that movie perfectly balanced his charisma, physicality as a dancer, and his decent acting ability. Then you have Moonwalker, which only utilized 2 of these things.
Come on, let's go.
More than meets the eye. Autobots raise their paddle.
Right? All right, come on, it's a car. It's going in. Way. What are you waiting for? Fire! What the hell was that? What is it?
The world is depending on you.
So if he ended up being more like the former, then I could definitely see him as Wonka. However, the weirdest part about all of this is that Johnny Depp's performance as the character seems to be mostly based off of Jackson. Not only voice-wise, but his appearance and even his backstory as a man who became emotionally stunted as a child due to his dad hating chocolate.
Stupid.
Candy is a waste of time.
Which kind of just makes the product a little bit baffling in hindsight with this in mind. We could have had a good Warner Brothers, but no, you just had to blow it up. But maybe it was for the best, because this probably would have been me if I saw Michael Jackson as Willy Wonka on my screen when I was a kid.
Zed, the Jolocks are gone and the treaty is signed.
Good work.
Zed, what about that position you promised me in Men in Black?
Still working on the Alien Affirmative Action Program. I'll keep you posted.
Wait a minute, that's not what you promised me.
You're breaking up.
Zed?
Can't hear you.
Hello?
I'll call you back.
I can be Agent M.
Oh my God!
Number 15, Christopher Walken. Much like Robert De Niro, this casting would only work if they were doing an older version of Wonka. However, I think compared to the actors ranked below him, I could see this casting working just a little bit more, mainly because of how Walken is shown to be able to tire up that balance of comedy as well as the more dramatic stuff. But also, I don't think I could take the movie seriously if every line that came out of him sounded like, Charlie, my boy, I want you to have my factory. Of course, if you don't, all this chocolate will go to waste, and I just can't have that happen.
You wanted a universal remote control. That remote controls your universe.
Once you see it, you can never unsee it. Welcome to WatchMojo.com.
Number 14, Michael Keaton. There's no doubt Keaton would nail the dramatic aspects of Wonka in the 2005 remake, and I think to some extent the comedy bits as well. But again, this mainly just comes down to not really being what I think of when I see the character. Ironically enough, I think it would work much better as someone like Charlie's dad or even Slugworth if he was in this version of the movie. Although I probably wouldn't mention any type of nuts while around him.
Then he had us.
Now you want to get nuts? Come on, let's get nuts.
Number 13, Adam Sandler.
Hold it!
Okay, this place on the ranking might be a little bit biased. Okay, it's mostly biased, but I don't know why I weirdly sorta kinda could see Sandler as Wonka. Maybe. For one, it wouldn't be a Happy Madison production, so it wouldn't be some raunchy comedy where all the Oompa Loompas like burp snart or some shit.
I got a burp snort coming. Come on, dude.
You gotta teach me how you do that.
A burp snort? Yeah, it's simple. It's you just start with the.
Second, every time he's worked with a director that the company didn't have a hand in producing, he's usually given a really good to borderline great performance. Third, with the prime crux of Wonka's backstory being the fractured relationship between him and his father, that's honestly something I could see Sandler playing pretty well. But come on, who needs that when you could have this in your movie? You could argue maybe he's up too high on this list, but I don't care. I love talking about Adam Sandler.
Adam Sandler? What are you doing here?
Waiting for them to play.
Cheer up, Charlie.
Number 12, Mike Myers. So originally I had him ranked much higher whenever I was writing this, but after I thought about it, I dropped him down to more towards the middle of the list, mostly due to the fact that I think Myers would just try to chew a lot of the scenery like it's Austin Powers or the Cat in the Hat.
This amazing device can instantly make cupcakes out of anything that you have in the kitchen.
Wait a minute, did you say anything?
Anything.
Anything?
Yes, anything.
Anything?
Anything.
Anything?
I'll get you, and I'll look like a bloody accident.
However, if his performance were something like his role as Shrek, I could see him being a decent Wonka, especially since the character has so many layers. So many layers. Number 11, Patrick Stewart. Okay, this one is weird because I mostly know him as Avery Bullock from American Dad, and that one Family Guy episode where he played as himself along with the original Star Trek The Next Generation cast.
Hello?
Yes, welcome to McDonald's. Can I help you?
Oh, hailing frequencies open, huh? Okay, yeah, we're gonna get 2 McChicken sandwiches and a Diet Coke and, what do you want, Michael?
I make DLT.
No, I already told you they don't make those anymore.
You know, sometimes it's a regional thing. You could ask.
No McDonald's anywhere makes a McDLT anymore.
I'd love a Shamrock Shake if they got any of those.
It's September, Jonathan.
Stewie, can I take this headband off?
But also, I haven't seen a whole lot of stuff he's been in movie-wise. That being said, the stuff I have seen, he's honestly been really good. So just purely based off of that, he'd probably be a good fit for the character. I mean, yeah, obviously he didn't get the part, but I'm sure whatever he chose to do instead in 2005 was a good choice.
And long story short, it is too bad for me to review. I cannot review it. If for any reason, it's for all of the goddamn...
Number 10 through 8, literally half of Monty Python. That's right, I'm just lumping all the British people together.
Hello, I'm a British person.
But this makes total sense when you remember that Terry Gilliam was attached as one of the directors at one point in the early stages of it being made. But also, I do have to be honest about something. I haven't seen a single Monty Python movie ever, I'm sorry. I mean, I've seen bits and pieces of the Holy Grail like a long time ago, and obviously I know who they are, but I've never seen one of their films in its entirety.
Isn't it amazing?
Yeah, I just gotta be honest, I don't know what the big deal is.
Get out.
Really, my only knowledge of the Holy Grail is that one line from the White Nerdy song by Weird Al.
Memorize Holy Grail really well. I can recite it right now and have you ROTFLOL.
You want on the count of 3 to show you stuff or let it be? I'm telling you, just watch your mouth. I know you game. What about you? Well, I say the sky's the limit, and to me that's really true. But my friend, you see nothing. Just wait till I get through.
So first we have Michael Palin. I'm gonna be honest, I don't know a whole lot about this guy compared to the other members of Monty Python, but I'd say he'd be the weakest out of the 3 just by process of elimination. Then we have John Cleese. I think he'd be a bit better, but much like Mike Myers, he'd probably try and chew a lot of the scenery, so I just don't think it would work for this role. And finally, there's Eric Idle, who in my opinion would be the best option out of these guys personally. Mostly because I think he sort of sells the look of the character, but also I think he'd probably handle the dramatic aspects of the part the best, to be honest. Oh, who am I kidding? Of course he would. I mean, this is Merlin from Shrek the Third we're talking about here. Oh, wait. Is that the one where King Harold literally dies as a frog?
Live and let. Well, somebody better be dying. I'm dying.
Number 7, Nicolas Cage.
Bogart was the best. The king.
Alright, I have to compose myself because I really like Nicolas Cage as an actor. I like him a lot, but I'm not going to let my bias get in the way like I did last time with Adam Sandler. Oh wait, I guess I kind of did by ranking him this high.
You can't keep getting away with it!
First, the pros. I think Cage could also honestly sell the look of Wonka. And not to mention, for as much as he's memed to death at this point, I think people tend to forget sometimes that this man can give amazing performances. Keyword sometimes.
Haven't you heard? The CIA fell from the Berlin Wall and all the president's men can't put it back together again. It's broke.
Which is why I think the performance that he would give entirely depends on what Cage it is. Like, is this adaptation Cage or is this Vampire's Kiss Cage?
You just put it in the right file, according to alphabetical order. You know, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z! Huh? That's all you have to do!
It is not in the file. It is not.
Either way, it's entirely possible he could have pulled off being Wonka, but unfortunately we'll never know. However, this also reminded me of when Cage almost worked with Tim Burton on that canceled Superman Lives movie that was going to be written by Kevin Smith.
Are you just deaf or willfully stupid? I told you to lower that fucking sidearm!
And then when The Flash finally came out in 2023, they fucking used the likeness of the design with CGI and it looked like complete shit. But maybe it was for the best he didn't get the part because they probably would have made him sing, which...
You're not too tall, you're not too short, you're not too round. You're like a cat. The Cat in the Hat.
Get out of my way, you hippie freak.
Number 6, Dustin Hoffman. So I think everyone else from this point on would legitimately make a really good Wonka, as well as have the potential to be better than Johnny Depp's portrayal.
Tumblr!
Anyways, Hoffman has always just been a really good actor throughout his career, and there's no doubt I think his take on the character would have been interesting if nothing else. But what if I told you he actually went on to play a similar character only just a couple of years later? Yes, Mr. Megorium's Wonder Emporium saw Hoffman playing a 243-year-old man named Edward Megorium who owns a magical toy store. Wait, a Wonder Emporium that houses magical toys? Yeah, I sure hope it does. I also randomly remembered when he was in The Cobbler with Adam Sandler where the whole time he was Steve Buscemi, but right before that he tells him this.
What happened, Jimmy?
You were in a car accident. I found you, pulled you out. Have a pickle.
But what? But I can't believe you. What?
I'm Pickle Rick!
Number 5, Will Smith.
Yeah, it's rewind time.
Okay, Smith is purely up here because I think the soundtrack for this movie would have been badass. But in general, I think he could have definitely made a good Wonka. Oh wait, I'm sorry, we already have a Black Willy Wonka that exists.
Critic, that's exactly what I wanted to hear.
What? Huh? Black Willy Wonka?
That's right. It was me all along.
This chicanery? He's done worse. That's billboard. Are you telling me that a man just happens to fall like that? No, he orchestrated it.
Fun fact, this was also a pretty major role that Smith again passed up for in favor of other projects. The other one was when he famously passed on the role of Neo from The Matrix 6 years prior.
Mr. Anderson.
And what film did he decide to do instead of that?
Don't you just hate that song?
That's not true. That's a lie.
Number 4, Bill Murray. Okay, I'm technically breaking my own rules here just a bit because while yes, I think Murray would have been good in the role, it would more so be if Burton tried to do Gene Wilder's version of Wonka.
If, and you can read it for yourself in this photostatic copy, I, the undersigned, shall forfeit all rights, privileges, and licenses herein and herein contained, etc., etc. Facts,
Birmingham, if you want the fucking brawl,
Upon a recent rewatch, I totally forgot that besides the overall mystery behind his character that Wilder sells really well, most of his comedy and delivery is extremely dry aside from the explosive monologue he has at the end of the movie. Oh yeah, and this. He almost plays him like a smart aleck, except you don't care because he owns a factory with endless amounts of candy.
Look at it! Look at it! Look at it!
Likewise, Bill Murray throughout his career has been infamously known to have a dry sense of humor as well, and is the comedy he mostly excels at in the roles that he's done. So if the movie went that route and retained the identity of Wilder's version of the character, then I think Murray would have been a perfect choice.
Is this true?
Yes, it's true. This man has
nothing.
Number 3, Jim Carrey. Again, even setting my own personal bias aside, on paper, Jim Carrey as Wonka seems like a match made in heaven in my opinion. He had already done films like The Truman Show and Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind that showed he was totally capable of being a really good dramatic actor, and of course his comedic talents are a given.
Listen, pal, I don't know if you realize
I'm sorry, Major. What was your name?
Benny. Nobody cares.
My only concern with it would be that I think he would try and shoot a lot of the scenery like a certain someone. And honestly, given that Wonka in the 2005 version is practically a man unable to emotionally grow as a person because, again, his dad hated candy so much.
Candy is a waste of time.
So that's definitely something I could see Carrey pull off as an actor. And with his over-the-top style of comedy, he could sell a lot of those aspects of the character. Carrey also did this when he played the Grinch in the 2000 movie, which to this day, I still think is a top 10 Carrey performance of all time, and I'm dead serious. Although, much like Willy Wonka, the Grinch's backstory and overall character is largely a mystery. I mean, in the book and even the animated special, he's just some grumpy guy that lives on a mountain and hates Christmas.
You're all wrong.
But since you aren't given a ton of backstory about these respective characters, it makes them more interesting in this context. And while that kind of worked with the Grinch in the movie adaptation by adding that element, it doesn't really work the same with Wonka in the 2005 version. I mean, the main reason Wonka is such an amazing character in the original film is because he's mostly an enigma. Barely anybody in the movie knows anything about him, and thus it leaves it up to the audience to have their own interpretation as to what his backstory might be. However, like I said before, it doesn't really work all that well in the remake, because it basically gives an explanation for everything regarding Wonka as a character. The Oompa Loompas, oh, he found them in a jungle, and for some reason they also really love cocoa beans. Grandpa Joe, oh, he worked for Wonka in the past, so he already knows who he is and gives an entire exposition monologue on why he closed down his factory. Wonka himself, oh, he's a man-child who grew up with a dentist's father who demonized candy every chance he got, and then built a chocolate empire just to prove his father wrong, that candy doesn't always cause cavities. Ha! Take that, dentist.
Here. Now open.
Also, I can't believe I'm quoting the nostalgia critic of all things when he did his Willy Wonka versus review from way back in the day. But I still fully agree when he said it's kind of ironic how the Wonka film was more about Charlie and the Charlie film was more about Wonka, which not only hurts the latter, but at least to the point I said earlier about how by giving Wonka an entire backstory, it completely undoes the mystique of his character. Wait, Jesus Christ, what the hell was my original point again? Oh yeah, Jim Carrey.
What the hell are you talking about? Who are you talking to?
I've tasted other cocos. This is the best.
What the hell does this have to do with anything? Tell me what's happening!
Who am I kidding if he did shoot the scenery? I mean, Johnny Depp did that anyway, so who cares at this point?
Number of things to do before the day's out. But luckily for us, we have the great glass elevator to speed things along.
Also, another fun fact, even though Warner Bros. Didn't ask Burton back to direct Batman Forever following the more darker tone of Batman Returns, he still stayed on as a producer for the former. And who ended up playing the Riddler in Batman Forever? That's right, Jerry Seinfeld.
The wrong turn, and next thing you know, you're in the hood. And why do they call it hood? What is it, like the entire city's a giant sweatshirt and that's the part you pull over your head?
Stop laughing. It's not funny.
Number 2, Steve Martin. I don't really know if this is a hot take or not, but Martin just has pretty much everything you could want for in a role like Wonka. He's funny, he's got the charisma, and he can sing.
Be a dance. People will pay you to be inhumane.
I've honestly always loved Steve Martin as an actor, and I think he would absolutely crush this role if he had gotten it.
And by the way, you know, when you're telling these little stories, here's a good idea. Have a point. It makes it so much more interesting for the listener.
And my number one choice for who I think would have been the best option to play Willy Wonka is Robin Williams. I mean, it's Robin Williams. I could just end the sentence there.
Hello. Hey, Phil. It's Robin Williams.
That's hilarious.
I mean, he's practically got everything you could ask for. Charisma, check. Singing ability, check. The look of the character, check. The funny, check.
So are you ho-ho here for the show?
I am, actually.
Right this way.
Right, there's not someone dressed like Popeye, is there?
I think out of everyone on the list, Williams is close to the only actor I would have much preferred over Johnny Depp as Wonka. Not only do I think he would have been much better than him, but it would make more sense for what Burton was trying to go for in the remake, and not this Captain Kangaroo, Fred Rogers, Anna Winter, whatever the hell Depp was trying to do here.
Once again, you really shouldn't mumble because it's kind of starting to bum me out.
But wait, wasn't there already a movie where Robin Williams played a Willy Wonka-esque character before this one? Huh, that's a weird way to spell Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. Yes, in 1992, Williams starred in the film Toys, directed by Barry Levinson, who's not related at all to a certain other someone. And the plot is basically, oh no, I gotta stop my evil Uncle Dumbledore from turning my dead father's toy factory into a military base.
Protest! Harry! I protest! Harry, you put your name in the goblet of fire.
I swear to Christ. And then Jessie from Toy Story, Lisa Simpson, and LL Cool J are there too, or something like that. This movie is kind of like Small Soldiers, except this one uses the line toy espionage unironically. And also the uncle's name in this is Leland?
Lamsey divey, a kiddly divey too, wouldn't you? Oh, there'sy dotes and little lambsy divey, a kiddly divey too, wouldn't you? Now if the words sound queer and funny to your ear, a little bit tumble and jivey, say mares eat oats and does eat oats and little lambs eat ivy.
In the end, however, none of these people considered ended up being chosen, and eventually Johnny Depp secured the role as Wonka. The movie itself released in July of 2005 to mostly positive reviews, though more of the mixed criticisms came from Depp's performance. It actually ended up being a financial success at the time, and is to this day Burton's second highest grossing film of all time. Funny enough though, over 2 decades later, and the remake is ironically still talked about almost as much as the original film is. Maybe not for the same reasons, but it is kind of crazy how most people remember this one pretty fondly in retrospect. Nonetheless, it wouldn't be until 18 years later when another movie would be adapted, with the 2023 prequel film Wonka starring Timothy Chalamet.
I'm making chocolate, of course.
I think it was pretty solid when I originally saw it in theaters, but let's not kid ourselves. The best part about that movie was Rich Fulcher.
Where did all the ice go?
What?
All the ice was put into the cooler.
Let me tell you about the ice. You just gotta mix it up!
There's not only going to be a sequel to that movie, but they also recently announced an animated film from Netflix that's supposed to come out sometime in 2027. Apparently, Kit Connor is supposed to play Charlie, and Taika Waititi is playing Wonka?
Taika Waititi takes an already funny script and is riffing on a level that is freaking sublime.
Anyways, point is, it is still kind of crazy in retrospect how many A-list celebrities were considered for the role back in 2005, and that goddamn Dwayne Johnson was this close to being Willy Wonka.
I'm a pimp. And pimps don't
mix it up!
Now, do I think some of the people in this ranking would have been better than Depp? Yes! But in a weird way, he's kind of the best and worst part about the movie both at the same time. But by that same token, you could honestly make a decent case that it wouldn't be in the cultural zeitgeist to this very day had it been someone else in the role instead of him. And if that isn't some type of irony, I don't know what is. Wait, I just realized, who plays Paul Tucker Pat again? Jesus Christ.
What a sick joke!
Hold your breath. Make a wish. Count to 3. Come with me, and you'll
get nothing!
Mumbler! Seriously.
Candy is a waste of time.